Imagine this. It is 3 a.m. The house is silent. You are exhausted, desperate for a full night of deep, restorative sleep. But your body has other plans. You feel that familiar, urgent pressure in your lower abdomen. You try to ignore it, you try to roll over, but the urge is undeniable. You have to get up. Again. For the third or fourth time tonight. If you are tired of being a prisoner to your own bladder, if you are fed up with planning your life around the nearest restroom, or if you're simply exhausted from broken sleep, you have clicked on the right video. This condition, medically known as Nocturia or polyuria, is not just annoying, it is a sign that your body is trying to tell you something. And the solution might be far simpler than you think. In fact, it could be as simple as one specific teaspoon before bed. Welcome back to Health Root Secrets, where we dig deep into the root causes of your health issues to find natural, lasting solutions. Today, we're not just giving you surface-level advice, we're going to deconstruct the 3 major reasons why you are urinating so frequently, ranging from psychological triggers to metabolic issues like insulin resistance and prostate health. And most importantly, we're going to walk you through a complete protocol, including a specific mineral combination and a powerful ancient herb that can help you regain control of your bladder and your life. Let's dive in. To fix the problem, we first have to understand the mechanism. Why does this happen? According to leading medical research and holistic practice, frequent urination generally falls into 3 distinct categories. It is either your habits, your anatomy, or your mind. Let's break these down, because the treatment depends entirely on the cause. Let's start with the most overlooked cause. Cause number 1, the psychological trigger. Have you ever noticed that you don't need to use the bathroom for hours while you were busy working or watching a movie, but the moment you put your keys in the front door of your house, the urge becomes unbearable? Or perhaps right before a big meeting, a speech, or a long car ride, you suddenly feel like you need to go, even if you just went 20 minutes ago. This is not a bladder capacity issue. This is a nervous system issue. This is what we call anxiety-induced frequency. Your bladder and your brain are connected by a superhighway of nerves. When you're anxious, stressed, or anticipating an event, your body shifts into a fight or flight mode. This floods your system with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Physiologically, when your body prepares to fight or flee, it wants to shed excess weight to be lighter and faster. That includes emptying the bladder. Furthermore, anxiety increases muscle tension throughout the body, including the pelvic floor. This tension puts physical pressure on the bladder, signaling to the brain that it is full when it actually isn't. If you find yourself needing to pee every time you leave the house or right before bed simply because you are worried you might need to wake up, this is psychological. So, how do we treat the mind to heal the bladder? The solution is twofold: behavioral and nutritional. First, we must down-regulate your nervous system. You need to shift from fight or flight to rest and digest. The most effective zero-cost way to do this is through breath work. We aren't just talking about taking a deep breath, we're talking about activating the vagus nerve. I want you to try a specific technique tonight. It is called box breathing, or deep diaphragmatic breathing. Inhale deeply through your nose for a count of 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold empty for 4. Do this for just 2 minutes before bed. This signals to your brain that you are safe, reducing the adrenaline that stimulates the bladder. You must make this a daily ritual. Consistency is key here. But sometimes breathing isn't enough. Your nervous system needs raw materials to stay calm. This brings us to the first part of our nutritional protocol. If your urination is linked to stress or anxiety, you are likely deficient in magnesium. Magnesium is the master mineral of relaxation. It relaxes the smooth muscles of the bladder and calms the nervous system. However, not all magnesium is created equal. You need to look for magnesium glycinate or a high-quality magnesium chelate. But here's the secret sauce. You need to combine it with vitamin B6. Vitamin B6 aids in the absorption of magnesium and helps regulate the neurotransmitters that control mood and anxiety. The clinical recommendation is to take approximately 400 milligrams of magnesium combined with vitamin B6. Take this stack about 1 hour before you plan to sleep. This doesn't just help you stop peeing, it helps you stay asleep so your brain doesn't wake you up with false signals. Now, let's move on to the second category. What if it's not in your head? What if it's a genuine physical issue? Cause number 2, the prostate, the bladder, and metabolic health. For many men, specifically those over 40 or 50, the prostate is the usual suspect. As the prostate gland enlarges, a condition called benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH, it squeezes the urethra. This means the bladder has to work harder to push urine out. Over time, the bladder walls thicken and become less elastic, meaning the bladder can hold less urine, leading to frequency. However, this isn't just a male issue. Women suffer from a weakening of the bladder wall or pelvic floor dysfunction. But there's a hidden villain that affects both men and women: high blood sugar and insulin resistance. When your blood sugar is high, your kidneys try to dump the excess glucose through your urine. Glucose acts like a magnet for water. So, if you're pre-diabetic or have uncontrolled blood sugar, you are literally pulling water out of your tissues and into your bladder all night long. This is often one of the first signs of type 2 diabetes. If you have not checked your fasting insulin or HbA1c levels recently, consider this your wake-up call. So, what is the treatment for the physical causes? First, control your sugar. Cut the refined carbs and sugars, especially in the evening. This stops the kidneys from going into overdrive. But let's talk about the specific remedies to strengthen the organ itself. We're looking for a potent, natural way to tone the bladder and support the prostate. This is where our 1 teaspoon comes in. The herb is called varuna. In the US, we often hear about saw palmetto or pumpkin seeds, and those are great, but in Ayurvedic medicine, varuna, scientifically known as Crotava nervala, is legendary for urinary disorders. It is often referred to as the bladder tonic. Varuna works by improving the tone of the bladder muscles, the detrusor muscle, and has anti-inflammatory properties that help reduce prostate swelling. It helps the bladder empty more completely, so you don't feel that lingering urge to go again 10 minutes later. Here's the protocol. You want to find high-quality varuna powder. Take 1 teaspoon in the morning and 1 teaspoon in the evening. It is best taken on an empty stomach to maximize absorption. It has a slightly bitter, earthy taste, so you can mix it with a little warm water. Give this herb time. It is not a magic pill that works in an hour. It repairs tissue. Use it consistently for a few weeks, and you will likely notice a significant increase in your ability to hold urine and a decrease in nighttime waking. Alongside varuna, we cannot ignore the most critical mineral for the prostate and bladder integrity: zinc. Zinc is essential for prostate health. The prostate gland contains the highest concentration of zinc in the human body. Zinc inhibits the conversion of testosterone into DHT, which is the main driver of prostate enlargement. For this, I recommend zinc glycinate for the best absorption without stomach upset. The target dose is 50 milligrams taken in the morning, always with food. Do not take zinc on an empty stomach, as it can cause nausea. A good cycle is to take it for 3 months, then take a 1-month break. This ensures your copper levels stay balanced. So, we have tackled the mind with magnesium and breathwork, we have tackled the organs with varuna and zinc. Now we must address the third cause. This one is entirely within your control, yet almost everyone gets it wrong. Cause number 3, hydration habits. We've all been told to drink more water, but no one tells us how to drink water. If you're chugging a huge glass of water right before bed, basic physics tells us you will wake up to pee. But it goes deeper than that. The speed at which you drink matters. When you gulp down 16 ounces of water in one sitting, your body registers a sudden drop in electrolyte concentration in your blood. Your kidneys, which are sophisticated filtration systems, sense this and immediately go into flush mode to rebalance your sodium levels. The result is that water runs right through you. You aren't hydrating your cells, you're just creating expensive urine. The filtration process takes time. Water goes to the stomach, then the intestines, absorbs into the bloodstream, circulates, and is filtered by the kidneys. This takes about 20 to 45 minutes. If you drink a massive amount, you overload this conveyor belt. The solution is what we call micro-sipping. Stop treating water like a task you need to finish. Drink slowly throughout the day. Sip, don't gulp. By sipping, you allow your body to absorb the fluid into the tissues rather than triggering a diuretic response from the kidneys. And here's the golden rule for Nocturia. Front-load your hydration. Drink the majority of your water in the earlier part of the day. As the sun goes down, taper off. Try to stop drinking large fluids 2 to 3 hours before bed. This gives your kidneys time to process the fluids and empty the bladder before you get into bed, not after you fall asleep. Let's summarize your new Health Root Secrets protocol to stop frequent urination. 1. Identify if it's anxiety. If you feel the urge when nervous or leaving the house,